And for more on this, we are now joined by SABC News Specialist, the correspondent Sophie Mokoena, and she joins us now in studio. Now, Sophie, I mean, we know that there have been really frosty relations between these two nations. But at the same time, what do you make of this tit-for-tat diplomatic spat now that Israel has undertaken by expelling South Africa's representative, of course, being Shaun Beineveld?
Well, I think it was expected in terms of South Africa having to respond to certain developments in the country. When you look at the digital space or social media space, how the embassy of Israel has conducted itself. When you look at the account of the embassy of Israel in South Africa on X, or Twitter, you'll see that there has been a number of messages that were posted there that were not of a diplomatic nature. And therefore, I think this was expected that at some point in time, South Africa will respond, because this is an official account of the embassy. And the most senior person at the embassy should have perhaps ensured that that account is not used to violate the diplomatic norms. But one was not expecting that it will escalate to a situation where there is this action taken by South Africa, and therefore you have now Israel that has responded. What is strange about Israel's response, they are talking about an ambassador in Israel representing South Africa. In fact, on their Twitter account, they are talking about a minister. A diplomat is not a minister, but secondly, there is no senior diplomat of South Africa in Tel Aviv or in Israel, because you would recall that some years back, the decision was taken by the South African government to downgrade the embassy in Tel Aviv. So all the senior personnel had to come back to South Africa. Others were redeployed in different parts of the Middle East. And therefore, you don't have an ambassador of South Africa in Israel or the most senior diplomat. What was there? And we are told, because when Chief Mandla Mandela and the others were stuck in Israel, they had to send senior people from Jordan, is that they were just staff members to help South Africans who might find themselves in a situation where they might need help when they are visiting Israel or about trade issues. And these are staff members, and most of the staff members in embassies, you'll find that it is the citizens of that respective country. So I don't understand Israel's statement that they are sending the senior diplomat of South Africa from Israel back to South Africa. There is no senior South African diplomat in Israel.
And Sophie, coming to South African political parties, how have they responded to this diplomatic row between these two nations?
Well, we just received a statement from the member of the Government of National Unity, that is the GA, raising concerns and also calling for an urgent meeting with the members of the GNU to discuss the foreign policy of South Africa. They did make this call some few days ago, but with the latest development, it looks like that meeting, they want that meeting to happen very soon. We know that there was a cabinet lekgotla. Now, in the cabinet lekgotla, it was part of the preparation for the State of the Nation. And therefore, all the departments and ministers, deputy ministers, top officials of Government of National Unity were ironing out what needs to be contained in the State of the Nation. And maybe this issue of foreign affairs or international relations did come up. But as you know, that after Cabinet Lekgotla, you wait until the president has delivered his State of the Nation, then you can pick up what transpired, where there are differences, where there's convergence. And I think we will know in the coming days what transpired in Cabinet Lekgotla and whether the president, as the custodian of the foreign policy in the country, will call that meeting of leaders of the GNU to look at this issue. But we don't know whether the president is intending to do that. On the other hand, those who are outside the GNU, the EFF leader, actually during his speech today, he spoke about issues that are of international relations related, particularly focusing on America and also on Israel. And they issued a statement after this statement from South Africa that they support the move by South Africa to expel the senior diplomat of Israel in South Africa. They went further to remind the nation and the world that there was a motion that was adopted by the legislature or parliament that the Israel embassy must not continue to function. And that still has to be implemented by the executive. It hasn't happened. And therefore, you find these different positions. Other parties are likely going to weigh in the coming hours as they study the developments. But it's not a story that's going to die today.
All right, Sophie, thank you so much for that update. That's SABC News Specialist correspondent there, Sophie Mokoena, just giving us the latest developments when it comes to that diplomatic row between Israel and South Africa.